Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Winning Mondays with KW Malaysia. My name's Mariah. I'm so happy you guys are all here. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we have a great show today. We're going to have a long, in-depth talk with one awesome guest on his experience in the industry so far. But before that, I don't know, how are you guys feeling this morning? I felt today, I don't know, I feel very excited to be alive today. I just hear the birds chirping outside and just, I don't know, it feels like a beautiful day. I was just looking out the window. It's actually not that beautiful, but I feel like it's beautiful. So guys, I don't know, even you don't see the sun shining, just know that it's a beautiful day today. Right. But now we're in April, we're almost at the end of April, everyone. And our Hari Raya celebrations are like probably coming to an end and all of that. And it's time to get serious, get to business, get to work, figure out your business for the year, like get moving, get sorted. So that's why we have this session today to motivate you, to encourage you, to inspire you, give you some ideas and all that. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I like this comment. Beautiful to be here. Yes, great. I agree. Beautiful to be here on this earth, right? It's a good day to be alive and do something useful with your life. Do something that will bring joy to somebody else and to yourself. Let's bring joy to ourselves as well. Okay, I have a poll question. And we're gonna today, guys, wait. Welcome everyone on Facebook. Welcome everyone on Zoom. Today, we're gonna actually try to run the poll on Facebook at the same time. We're gonna give it a try. Okay, so we'll see if it works. I'm gonna launch this poll now. All right. So this is the poll. In case you cannot see it on Facebook, because we're still like, apparently it's a bit buggy, it doesn't always work. Very simple poll. How long have you been in the real estate industry? Okay, how long? We just want to know how long people have been in the industry. So less than 1 year, between 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, or more than 5 years. Those are the options. So I just want to get an idea. So of course we have a certain number of people on Zoom, but we have, I think, probably more people on Facebook. So we're trying to capture both audiences and to get I wish we could run one poll for everybody, right? It'll be easier. Hiya. I mean, we can lah, but then it's a bit more fun to do it. Okay, anyway. Um, yeah, just give us an idea, just so we know. I'm always curious to find out these kind of things, right? When all the people that are on the call. Okay, so for those of you on Facebook, apparently it's not working. So you can just write in the chat how many years you've been in the real estate industry. If it's less than 1 year, or 1 to 2 years, 3 to 5 years, or more than 5 years, just so I can get an idea of who do we have listening in. Because today we're going to be talking to someone in a specific category, and be cool to get an idea of who's listening in. All right, I'm going to end the call. Yeah, that's right, end the call. I'm not going to end the call, guys, don't worry. I'm just going to end the poll in a few seconds. So any last minute takers will be great. We can get a little bit more data in our poll. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so in case you're curious, who's here with us today, at least on Zoom. So the results show that maybe just a small portion is less than 1 year, so considered rookies, right? 22% is 1 to 2 years, 11% is 3 to 5 years, and more than 5 years is 56%. So most of the people on the call are actually more than 5 years in the business. Very interesting. Now we're getting some statistics about who listens to our Winning Mondays calls. I think it's because you guys know, right? You know how amazing this show is, right? You know that this is value that's going to help you in your business. No, I love you guys. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing that. Thank you for answering, though. Thank you for answering. Okay, so with that, I want to invite our special guest, Max Lowe, to come on to the call with us right now. Hello, hello, Max. Welcome.
Hey Mariah, thanks for
Ha-
having me here today.
Yeah, great. I'm so glad you're here.
Yep.
Yeah, so happy to. Did you hear the birds chirping this morning?
I think my end is a little bit more of cars driving by. I hear more of cars driving by the road than birds chirping.
I hope it brings some joy and inspiration to you.
Make me want to kickstart, then drive my real estate career into a higher market.
Oh, good one. That's a good one. Yeah. So Max, you are from Reapfield, correct? Reapfield.
Yes.
And you are How long have you been in Reapfield now? I mean, how long have you been doing this business in
Yeah,
this way?
so I actually started off in beginning of July last year.
Okay.
July all the way until now, I believe is approximately 8 to 9 months. It's been
Wow, awesome.
I think 10 months already. It's been 10 months in the
10
race.
months. Just about 10. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Wow, I'm excited to hear. I want to hear about your background. So I hear you started out in law. Yeah, tell me about that. Like, why did you decide to go into real estate? I'd love to hear the story.
Got it. Okay. So I think in terms of education background, I studied law. I think doing my law studies program, I did an internship. So I did an internship in a litigation law firm. So during my internship, I did a lot of one-on-one with the partner of the law firm. So I always shadow the partner. We will
Mm,
go to court together, and then during those times, we will usually have a chat. So I believe it was during one of the chats that I had with him. I asked him this question. I was like, what do you I mean what is your one advice for someone like me to start off in investment? Because I always want to know how does people invest their money in so
okay.
that I can learn from them. So that was my question. How do you invest your money in? He did not say anything. He said, you know what, let's go back. I'm gonna give you a book to read.
Oh, okay.
And during that time, he gave me a book. So he gave me a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
Oh,
So
okay.
and I believe that that was one of the few books I actually read throughout my whole life. And it truly has inspired me to really dive into the property industry. Just
Hmm.
to know a little bit more about the market. Yes, actually piqued my passion and my interest from that. But I was still in the midst of law school.
Yeah.
My second year doing law. So I actually completed my law degree. After I completed my law degree, and then I decided, you know what, maybe I would like to try on a little bit, to explore a little bit more in this real estate industry, right? And because of that, I've decided to actually do an internship
Ah.
actually here in Reapfield. So I
Oh,
did an intern in
this is why
uh,
you came for the internship after reading the book and
yes. If not
oh,
for the book, I would not have even pursue a career in real estate. But I think because of the internship, I was actually in Reapfield for 6 months. Generally interns last around one of our best interns.
yeah.
Generally, internship will last around 3 months, but because I really feel like I want to learn more,
Uh-huh.
in this industry, so I stayed a little bit longer. I got to meet a lot of new people around. I believe one of the people who are instrumental in me being in the real estate industry was also Mr. David, the founder of Refill. Because
Okay.
when I was an intern, he was very intentional in journeying with me. And
Hmm.
I think one of the best quotes that I've always remembered from him was that, smooth sea does not make skillful sailors. So that really inspires me to, weather through the tough times. And
Hmm.
I mean, right now I'm not really experiencing the tough times yet, but it's truly an inspiration. So I think during my one-on-one with Mr. David as well, I
Yeah.
asked him the same question as I
Oh,
asked the partner
okay.
from my law firm. I asked him the same question. What is your best advice that you can give to someone like me, your investment advice?
Yeah.
And this what really catapult my journey. The advice that he gave me was like, he said, the best kind of advice, Max, is life on life investment.
Hmm.
Invest in people. And that truly inspired me to really, invest not only in just myself, trying to grow my financial assets, but also invest in the people that, I'm placed around me, so that, how can I make an impact in other people's life? Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think from that onwards, after my internship, I've actually I actually did my certified legal practice, my CLP.
Okay.
After that, I didn't really pursue a career in law. I actually kickstart my journey being a business development person for a leadership development company called Leader.
Okay.
So what we is basically in essence a sales job. Like what
Mm.
we do is that we do sales. What I do is that I pitch to corporate clients uh,
Mm.
to sponsor youths in Malaysia to do leadership development training workshop. So I have to do a lot of proposal draftings to corporate clients and try to convince them, look, invest in the youth in Malaysia. They need to be the leaders of tomorrow so that they can rise up and be the
Wow.
change makers in the nation. I was there for 2 years, and after 2 years, I decided, it's time to make a change. After having much conversations with my wife and all.
Mm.
And then this is where I decided to make my pivot into the real estate industry.
Wow. That is amazing. So I'm seeing the connection of the best investment is life on life. And that did that bring you to the leaderonomics thing?
Yeah, actually, it kind of influenced my decision to that as well, because it's also investing into the youth of Malaysia. So I was
Yeah.
only doing business development, but part-time trainer as well, part-time facilitator, help ensuring
Right.
and investing in the youth of Malaysia lah. So I
Yeah.
believe after that, I decided to, take a step forward and move into a different direction after that.
Very inspiring. Right. So now you're here in the property world. Yeah.
Yes.
So how has your journey been so far since last July when you joined? Yeah, how's it been as a
Okay.
rookie?
I'll give you an analogy lah. It's like a roller coaster.
Sounds about
Yeah,
right.
there's tons and ups and downs, more downs than ups. That what makes it a very fun ride lah. Uh, so I think
That's
it's still a journey. I'm still in the roller coaster ride. There's still a long way to go. But I'm just enjoying the journey so far. I think taking start for my real estate journey, I believe on the of first day of me being in Reapfield, I actually gotten two great opportunities to begin with, like on my
okay.
first day. I can tell you a little bit more about that. Number one was I had a friend who was looking to rent out his house,
Okay.
right? Was looking to rent out his house, and he actually messaged my wife, who back then was working in Puchong,
Mm,
the market center, uh,
Reapfield Puchong, right?
yeah, market center support for Puchong.
Okay.
So my friend was just asking my wife Carol at the time. She said, like, they said, oh, do you know anyone who is doing rental or know how to do rental? And then she was like, oh, my husband just recently joined real estate, and I actually know that person as well. So that person's like, oh, perfect. I can actually meet up and kind of like explore opportunities to rent out their place. So I think that was a great start for. So in the roller coaster, that's the first up that I went through.
Yeah.
And I
Right,
think I've
right.
had a lot of learning curve to do. I think in the beginning, day one, the second day they requested to meet already. So in the first day itself, I have to learn everything about, okay, what do I need to know about rental? How much is the rental rate? Etc. etc. So I just asked around people like, oh, what do I do for rental?
Yeah,
What do
yeah,
I
yeah. What kind of
prepare?
forms do I need?
What
Yeah.
kind of forms do I need? So I just prepare everything and I went for the first meeting as well. So that eventually ended up managed to rent out that unit for my friend.
Mm,
So really thank God, but I think there was some complications that happened in between. But I won't divulge too much into that specific details.
sure.
So that was the beginning journey. Like I managed to get that one opportunity. And then the second opportunity was that I had a friend who was getting married at the time.
Hmm.
They were getting married and they were looking for a place to stay. So I
Hmm.
was like thinking, okay, you know what? Let me help you ease into your marriage life. Let me look for a place for the both of you, which the both of them like was really happy about it and say, hey, thanks for helping me to do it.
Yeah.
So what I did was I created a spreadsheet for all the condos in Petaling Jaya within their budget range. Uh,
Okay.
and I've also contacted many agents from iProperty and Property Guru just to schedule for viewings lah.
Yeah. Yeah.
For them. So then after that, I went for multiple viewings with them, narrowed down the search to a condo that they really, really like. They say, I really like this specific condo. Then at that
Hmm.
time, I was like, oh, finally, I can see the end of the tunnel. The commission gonna go up already from there. Gonna hit my GCI in 1 year, right? Uh,
Uh,
but however, during that time when we finally narrowed down to the specific condo that they really like, uh, and that time my friend was a little bit more freer at the time, so they were also looking browsing through iProperty. So what they did was that which they didn't knew at the time was that they contacted the agent through iProperty. Um,
no.
but yeah, they did. They contacted the agent through iProperty. and they arranged a viewing. Then they told me, hey, I've arranged a viewing with this agent. Can you come? Then I said, oh, actually, it doesn't really work that way because the agent wouldn't want to co-broke with me if they already have your contact. And they
Yeah.
didn't really know about that. So I think that was really truly my mistake for not educating them in regards to the process of the inquiry they had to go through myself. So
Yeah,
what happened was they
yeah.
contacted that one agent and they went to look for that house and they really love it and they signed with the agent.
Oh,
So that's where the deep for the roller coaster start going in as well. But at the end of the day, I feel that that was a learning curve for me. Like I took that as a learning course for
Mm,
me. So next time when I do a rental case or looking for helping a friend to buy a rental to rent out place for themselves, I have to ensure that next time go through me. Anything you contact through me. I'll help you sort out everything from that onwards lah.
amazing.
So that was just the rental
Those are good stories. I love
the
this
learning
roller
moments that
coaster.
I have like it's like down. But then ever since then, I've been keeping in touch with my SOIs, my
Okay.
sphere of influence. I was in the business of telling everyone that I'm in the real estate business at the time. I just go
Mm,
around and say, hey, I'm currently doing real estate. If you have any house you would like to sell, you can go through me. Which I managed to get a lot of opportunities from people from my SOIs. But I believe when I was doing that, reaching out to people, there was quite a time of silence lah, in terms
mm,
of sales. There was not much sales to begin with at the time.
okay.
Um, and during those journey, I was actually involved in a team. I actually joined the team when I started off being in the real estate industry. So during that 3 months of silence, it actually gotten very, very scary, like, not drawing a salary for month one, month two, month three.
Right.
Then eventually month four, five, six, and then managed to close a rental, which was a minimal amount.
Yeah.
Then it was empty and empty and empty again. So it was already 6 months. Then I was just talking to my wife. I was like, oh, should I, start looking outwards and
Right.
exploring different opportunities because I'm not really earning much at all from this industry. But I told her I gave myself a 1 year timeline. And from
Okay.
there, I'm just gonna give my best and give my all during this period lah. So I think with the help of the amazing team that I joined, JDot Property,
Uh-huh.
we actually had a lot of brainstorming session on how can we transform our listings into sales.
Mm,
And that's where after like month six, which bank account depleting is going to go to zero.
yeah. Yeah.
Month six, where we decided to do an open house for one of the listings that I have located in Taman Mega. It was actually a semi-D unit. And it's been in the market for, I believe, 2 to 3 months at a time, 2 to 3 months. But it was a very hot unit.
Mm,
So we decided, what, let's do an open house to see whether we can generate some leads from that market and potentially to conduct a sale. So on the first day, it was quite successful. Quite a lot of people came, quite a lot of people inquired as well, but there was no sales. But thankfully, there was leads that created from all of that. Uh, so at that time, I was really at a low point already. I was like, oh, is it really worth it? Am I really in the right industry? After the first day, I was like, oh, still got no sale. Then I was just back in church. I was just praying, like, hey, I really hope that I can close a deal. Then there was one day, like, there was this pastor that came out and said that, hey, I know someone in this room, bank account is going low. Then I was like, yeah, that's me. Uh and you really pray over it lah. So I was then the next day I went back to the second day of the open house. Uh in the afternoon, I think at 2 o'clock, as we were about to close down, then one of the neighbor from the open house came in. They looked at the house. They really loved the house. Then they said, okay, I would like to buy this house. Then me and my team at that time, Jonathan, we were so shocked. We are like, what? We're like, finally, so we managed to run through with them regarding the sale process.
wow.
Uh,
Like literally at the open house, you're
at
selling the
the
house.
open house, they want to put an offer to the house itself.
Wow.
Uh,
Amazing.
and there was also complications regarding that deal. I'll tell you a little bit more on that. So after we put in an offer, we brought it to the buyer. To the seller. that, hey, we got a great deal for your house. We managed to get in an offer for X amount. Then yeah, he was ready to accept. And then the next day, the seller gave us a call, and the seller actually told us that, oh, because for that, to give a little bit more context, for that specific unit, they appointed two agents. One
Mhm.
is myself and the team, and the next agent is another agent from like one of the brothers lah. So the
Okay.
next day, actually, as we were about to conclude the sale already, the seller came back and said, "Hey, the other agent came back with a higher offer."
Oh,
And they
dang.
collect and we were just in panic lah. So we were just like, oh, let's quickly call the buyer and then see whether
Uh,
they can match or up the price lah. So which ended up, thankfully, that they did, and ended up
wow.
the sale itself.
It was a bidding war. It's so
It
exciting.
it was a bidding war, but I'm thankful for the opportunity that was provided by the seller, and thankfully that they chose to close it with us as well. If not, then it's like, big deal and then just closed as well. So for that deal, we managed to close it at 3 million. 3 million. It was sold at,
Congrats.
and really really thank God lah
Yeah, that's really
for
cool.
that for that house that was closed as well.
Wow. That is an amazing story.
Then I think throughout the years there were another sale that I've done. So it was like down
Right.
once, right? So that was the
You're
up.
almost wanting to give up and then
Not
like,
wanting to give
oh,
up and then went back up, right? That giving me more boost to continue on in this industry. And then in the midst of it, I was selling another house in Damansara Kim as well.
okay.
And thankfully, I think through the banners and the portals, managed to get quite a number of inquiries for this house itself. But we managed to close this house through one of the co-agent that called as well, which provided an offer that uh matches what the owner wants lah. So
Yay.
then that was another journey for the
Wow. That is amazing.
yeah.
So, wait, are you done with your storytelling right now? Okay.
So that's pretty much it until today. Actually there was one more deal in the pipeline now. Those were deal
Okay.
closed.
Yeah.
There was actually one more deal in the pipeline that I've actually went through with one of my team member from JDot. His name is Shen. So basically we got a condo listing. And surprisingly, after showing to one viewing, we ended up closing it.
Whoa.
So it was like within it, for it being in the market for, I believe, 10 to 14 days, and then it was closed, and then everything was like smooth sailing from
Amazing.
there. Thankful as well.
Thank
But
you for sharing all that. Okay, I want to just pause here for a second. So, yeah, everyone on the call out as you're listening to this master storyteller, Mr. Master Storyteller Max, what is your takeaways just now from hearing about his journey? What is your aha that you've just received listening? Because I think we should just take a minute. He shared so many stories, and I would love to see what people are taking away from this. I know, like for myself, the thing that stuck out to me just now was at the very beginning when you said, you have an analogy for your experience so far as the roller coaster, right? And you mentioned there's more downs than ups, and that's what makes it fun. I don't think I've heard anyone say that, but actually it makes sense, right? Because on a roller coaster, what's fun? It's not the up, right? It's the down. The down is the fun part of the roller coaster.
yeah, I think the down is the fun part, but I'm thankful during the downtime. I have my team to be able to fall back to. So that I'm not alone in this journey lah. So I really had to give it a lot of credit to the team and also my wife lah, to be there with me during the time
Yeah. Yeah, it
struggle.
sounds like it. I mean, it's the scary part, right? It's the scary part when we go down. I mean, on the actual roller coaster and in life, but it gives you the momentum to go back up, actually. That's how you end up going up, right? And that's the high of the up. That's very cool. Um, right. Don't give up. Someone says don't give up. Yes, I agree. That's a great takeaway. Don't give up. Uh-huh. I like that. Okay, can you just share with us like how your production has been like? I mean, you shared all those great stories. Um, yeah,
Can. So I
yeah.
think like so far in my real estate journey, official closing, the one that money came into my account has been three transactions. The first transaction was a rental deal that I've
Right.
done. So it was not 1 month, but 1.25, truly maxed out the asking price for a rental deal. So then
Okay,
that was,
cool.
I believe the closing amount was 2,750. The second house, the first official house that was sold was the Semi-D in Taman
The
Mega.
3 million.
That was sold at 3 million. And the last one that was officially sold was the double-story house in Damansara Kim, and that was sold at 1.33 million.
Okay.
And now the one pending in the pipeline for the condo unit. Okay, like SPA haven't signed yet, so I cannot disclose it.
Yes.
But
Okay, correct. Yep, 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 yep.
but
Okay, cool.
I think
But
that has been a interesting journey as
can
well.
see that you're making progress, and it's great that you did not give up and that you're seeing the fruit of your labor of investing in lives, right? And connecting with your SOI, because you mentioned many SOI connections, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I think it's like I think it's it was the advice from David, always, in do life on life investment has truly came into fruition because during my timeline, I didn't really expect myself going into real estate, but I continuously to invest my life, my time to the people around me. And
Mm.
because of that touch points with those people, and when I ended up deciding to go to real estate, they decided to give me an opportunity to invest in me back. They tend to invest in me like, look, I trust you. I know who you are. And
Yeah.
because of that trust, I want you to sell my property. And then for me, I was like, okay, you don't really have to trust me only. I have a team that has been in the industry for 20 combined experience. I always like to say we had a combined experience for more than 35 years
Oh.
in the real estate
Nice.
industry. So then we are here to really support and see how we can best add value to
Mhm.
your things as well.
So good. I have a question that I ask a lot of guests, but what would you say is your mindset or your approach to doing this real estate business? How do
Mm.
you, yeah.
Yeah. So I think coming in as a rookie, there's a lot of things to learn. There's a
Mm,
lot of things that I don't know. So I think the mindset I definitely have to put myself in is to always have the attitude to learn.
mm.
Once you have learned, you can earn.
Ooh, nice
Uh,
one.
so I truly feel that, being fresh in the industry is always about learning as much as you can,
Mm,
and through that learning, you can use that expertise to be able to put into the market and put into practice. And for me, I have the best coaches and teachers to really guide me through this real estate journey. I think a huge shout out to Jonathan as well to truly sitting
mm.
me through a lot of one-on-ones, a lot of coaching sessions, and a lot of great wisdom from his time in real estate, as well as Anita, who uh, have the privilege to partner with as well.
Yay. So, okay. So the people, you're getting a lot from people. I mean, you've mentioned so many people that have influenced you along your path, and it's continuing here in this industry. Yeah. I mean, since we are here in KW, I want to ask you, what resources in KW have you found to be most valuable in terms of the training or the tech or whatever it might be?
Yep.
Hopefully something.
Definitely a lot of things because KW is a tech-enabled company, right?
Yeah.
And I believe one of the things that we truly utilize the most is the KW 360 scan.
Oh, okay.
And we find a lot of value in that because for me, I do a lot of landed listings, landed houses in Petaling Jaya, along with Anita and myself. And one value we see for doing that 360 scan, not only it showcased to the seller, look, at doing something extra that the other agents are not willing to do.
Mm,
Uh, and number two is that it generally helps us to filter interested clients because
okay.
there were certain cases where a prospect buyer came in, look at the layout, or it's not something that I like, or I don't like this split level, or I don't like I thought it was 3 floor, but why is it 3 floor? But go down and go up, and then they left, and then the seller will be like, why you bring me such a buyer, and why
Right.
don't you filter them a little bit more? And I don't really blame the prospect buyers as well because through your iProperty property guru, You
Cannot
you don't
tell.
you don't yeah, you can't really tell from the pictures like, oh, is this the living room? Is this
Mhm.
the dining area? How does the layout actually gonna look like? So with the 360 scan, we always say that, oh, this is actually your first viewing, right? So when they come actually physically to the house itself, it's already your second viewing. So
Nice.
they had the time to really explore the house, going through measuring every square inch of it, where's the layout and everything. And if they decide to, oh, I still want to come and have a look at it personally, we know that they are truly really keen to come already. So that really safeguard the agent's time, or the
Right.
negotiator's time, the seller's time as well as the buyer's time. And being in the real estate industry, time is the one of the most valuable resources that you can have. If not for that, we cannot conduct our viewings as effectively and
Right.
efficient. Yeah.
Wow. I like that. That's a great sharing
But I
about.
think also on top of that, we do utilize the KW command quite a bit as well to run our campaigns for our
Okay. On the campaigns on Facebook,
campaign on Facebook, Instagram, and
Instagram.
building
Nice,
quite
nice.
a number of leads from there. So we'll just have to, continuously following up with leads that comes in from there, and hopefully to have a conversion from that leads as well.
Yeah, okay, thanks for sharing. Um, you've mentioned many times about this team that you're on, this JDot team and the different people. How is it like working on a team for you, and like what benefits do you get from it?
Yeah. So I'll give a little bit of backstory on why I joined the team in the first place,
Yeah.
and how has the journey been so far being in a team. So backtrack to my earlier story, I was an intern 6 months in Reapfield. When I was an intern, I've highlighted that I managed to get to observe many different people, join in a
Mhm.
lot of meetings, and see at that time they call it the head of sales at the time, the how
The
they
meetings.
run their training sessions with their own real estate negotiators. So I was always based in HQ, Refuel HQ, and I was there every day from 8 to 5 or 8:30 to 5. So I get to observe the people that are around. And I think one of the people that I've gotten to know throughout my internship was actually Jonathan, which is
Mhm.
currently the founder of JDot
Jonathan,
Property. Co
Jonathan Quick, right? Jonathan Quick.
Correct, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've noticed that, he truly has a drive to invest in people as well, right? Not only investing in the clients that he's serving, but also investing in an agent. So I can really see the heart that he has to really who genuinely wants to see the agents thrive in the environment the agents are in. And I told to myself at that time, I said, when I come back to the real estate industry, I want Jonathan to be my coach, right? I've
Mm.
imprinted that into my heart. I want Jonathan to be my coach. So when I first decided to join Reapfield, before I actually joined Reapfield, I had a chat with Jonathan and Joanne as well. I said, I really want to join your team. No matter what, I want you to be my coach. Because I feel that I can learn a lot from you, from my observations of being in Reapfield for a second. And then that's one of the benefit I have being an intern. So actually, if you have children or not who wants to join the rest nation, ask them to join HQ to be an intern first.
Right. Good,
So
good tip, good tip.
so they can identify, what are the leaders, or which leaders they would like to join with. And that's where I decided, I truly want to join your team, Jonathan, and I want to learn as much as I can from you.
Mm.
And from then onwards, I actually started off in the projects team, doing one of the project unit in Desa East. But ended up after some conversation with Jonathan, he kind of like diagnosed me, and he felt that I'm more suited in the sub sales side,
Okay.
doing sub sales in Petaling Jaya. So as I joined the team, I was actually partnered up with Anita. So Anita has been in the real estate industry for approximately 20 over years. I think 20 years of real estate experience.
Wow.
And I think one of the big value that I've gotten from the team, oh sorry, 16. I need
16 years, 16 years. She's like,
yes,
don't make me older than I am.
I'm just too much wisdom from from all the team members that I managed to journey with so far. So 16 yeah, so Anita, 16 years in industry. I've one of the big benefit that I managed to get from all of them is that I get to learn and be on the ground with Jonathan, and Anita when we go for listing appointments. Because one thing that I truly learn more, I think that there was a saying that says, more is caught than taught.
Mm,
More is caught than taught. So being being able to journey, being Anita's team member and going for viewing appointments, listing appointments with Jonathan and Anita has truly taught me, because I've observed how they have engaged with clients. I've observed how they present data to clients, and observe how they close with clients as well. So it's like an end-to-end. I see it as a learning journey. Like
yeah.
I'm in a cinema seat, seeing all the professional do it like from beginning all the way to end. And I'm always learning as I go. And I always ask questions regarding, oh, why do you do this? Why do you do that? And and because of that, there was a lot of great, like, feedback, role-playing sessions. They give me a scenario, what would I do in that situation?
Mm,
And I've truly have learned a lot from this role-playing, observing, and then eventually graduating to, they ask me, how about you try? You pitch to the client and we observe. Then I say, okay, let me try, let me pitch to clients and share them, present them the data and the way that they have presented over the years. So I
yeah.
kind of like condense that experience and try to absorb it as much as I can. And then I just like, share or explain it to the client as fluently as possible, I hope. Uh, and
Yeah.
and through that I've genuinely learned a lot as well. And not only that, every time when I go back, I always ask for feedback. What do you think can be improved for my next session? So every time
Mm.
I go for a next viewing, I always hope to be 1% or 2% better. So eventually in 1 year's time, I'll be 100% better in overall.
Wow. Wow. I like this sharing. So I hear you saying basically that being on the team gives you that opportunity to observe people who are much more experienced, that
Yeah,
are at the top of their game, and you're able to like literally sit there, watch, observe them,
yeah.
and catch. I like this. Well, things are caught more than taught. Is that right?
More than caught than taught.
Yeah.
More is caught than taught. Yeah.
Yeah. So even they try to tell you this is how you do it, but they actually probably don't even know how to tell you, right? But when you watch them, you're like, oh, like the
Yeah.
body language, there's so many small things, right? And the type of words they are using to describe and how they're responding to the client. Wow,
Yeah.
that's fantastic.
And I feel like, being a rookie, I had two struggles, right?
Okay.
Coming in the industry as a rookie, I have oh that was
Wow, you got a lot of balloons.
I have two struggles. The first struggle is like I don't have the knowledge or the capability, because me as a rookie compared to agents has who has been in the industry for many years, how can I compete with someone with that
Yeah.
expertise? And that's why I joined the team, because I get to experience that expertise and to ride along that wave lah, of the expertise with them. The second struggle I had as a rookie is in terms of capital, right?
Mm,
As we analogy, according to the analogy, funds are getting low, the roller coaster is going down.
yeah.
And in the real estate industry, you truly need to invest in your business. A lot of things that you need to pay to get your leads, maybe in command, your 360 scan, your iProperty, which now the price has been skyrocketing. And those are expensive costs.
Right.
I don't think I have a capacity or to be able to bear those costs as well. So I believe by joining a team, where all the marketing costs will be borne by the team,
Okay.
truly has helped me in that stepping foot to kickstart that career lah. Even though the earnings may not be as high as a solo agent, but the learning is very much higher than
Wow.
any, which is the main priority why I joined the
Right.
first place, which is to learn.
So you have support in terms of marketing materials, and then you
Mm.
have all these people that are just investing in you and you're able to learn from. Very cool.
So it was
Okay,
like support,
yeah, go say
sorry.
something.
So it was support and on the job training. And I
Mm.
think the third one is also accountability.
Oh, okay.
Being an agent, especially being a solo agent,
Yeah.
sometimes you get, oh, today's my off day, I can take any off day I want. or I have not followed up with so and so clients, and then sometimes I do forget about, because if you have multiple listings, it's very hard to keep track unless you have like a very good spreadsheets, and you're like, okay, follow client A, client B, client C.
Yeah.
Uh, I think the accountability that I've received from the team has been, I think, quite instrumental as well, because on a weekly basis, we do run through our listings, our appointments. I think one thing I really love is that they will always ask us, what's one struggle that you have gone through last week, and how can we as a team help you to journey, or to elevate those struggles together. So
Mm.
it doesn't really feel that I'm doing this alone. And with the benefit of the team, it really provides that value and that security. Like, it's like, oh, okay, I'm not in this alone. Then I can always seek you for advice. And sometimes, even Jonathan or Anita will always jump in to cover certain bases that I've lacked as well.
Nice. So there's an accountability piece as well that's helped you.
Yeah.
Very cool. I like this. Okay, I want to ask you because people love always ask this question. Where do you get your leads from? Everybody always want to know from every agent.
All right. Okay. So for leads, there are a couple of I'll say couple of facets.
Okay.
Number one, we do have our leads through, I think I highlighted earlier, through an open house. So by
Open
doing
house.
open house, it does generate leads in the sense that, neighborhoods are coming in, and they were some of them not really interested in the property, but they just want to see what you're doing.
Mm.
After showcasing them what can we do with the property itself, what we've been doing as well. This is our team. Then they was like, oh, actually, I have a house that I want to sell in around this area as well. Maybe you want to take an opportunity. I was like, oh, I would love to take an opportunity to sell. Maybe I can set an appointment with you tomorrow.
Yeah, that's so good. So you can get
So,
listings by
and
having an open house.
yes, and I think by doing an open house, it creates brings a barrier of, distrust. Because sometimes if you do callings over the phone, the person can't really see you,
Mhm.
and it's very difficult for them to put that trust over a phone. Whereas
Right,
when you're doing an open house, you're there physically, you'll be able to present yourself in person, and through that they truly can see the value from what you're pitching as well, lah. So I
right.
think that's number one. I think open house does generate this. It's just that it takes a lot of effort to set up. And that's where, again, I'm very thankful being in a team, being able to set up together all one shot, a whole team mobilize every day in the morning, set up everything together. If it's just me as a solo agent, it's gonna be very challenging just to set up everything that they have had done, lah.
Mhm.
So that's open house. The second one is also through SOIs.
Mm.
My sphere of influence that I've highlighted earlier. Other ways I got my leads is also through campaigns.
Okay.
Campaigns, calling out with the leads that has been inquiring. Portals. I think portals has gotten you the most quality leads that we have so far.
Oh, okay. The most
To
call coming through the portals like iProperty or which one?
iProperty, Property Guru, or Edge Prop, but mainly iProp lah. I think so far it's been
Okay.
Guru. So between those two, and then sometimes also through referral. So like clients that we service so far, and they really enjoy our service, they will actually refer to another client. So I actually got a call from one of the clients that we have serviced in the past, and then she loved our service so much that she referred us to another client, and said, oh, look, I would like to sell my condo at this specific area. Then I said, oh, actually, we don't really specialize in condo nor in that area, but you know what, let's have a chat and let's find out a little bit more about it, just to diagnose a little bit and see how can we help even in the referral process.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow. So you're getting referrals as well. That's
yeah,
fantastic.
referrals. So I mean, if you do a really good job, wowing the clients or wowing your sellers, they would eventually recommend you to other people, because they see the value in that, and they want to spread that value to other people as well. And especially for one of the case that I closed, the Taman Mega case.
Uh,
Uh, so because of what we have done and what we have provided for that client, he also referred to me to a friend who has multiple properties all around
Jackpot.
yeah. And that guy actually told that's the new seller told me that, if not for the referral, I would not meet with any agent. And
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
he said I wouldn't meet
Okay.
any agent randomly. And he has like a big property portfolio. I think he has like 29 property under his
So
belt.
wait, he was planning to do it all himself?
No, he will engage I think agents that has been referred to him in the past.
Oh, I see. He only
or
goes
or
for
agents that
referral.
has been going through, like if not
Got
for
it.
her, he would not like adopt a new agent into
Oh,
selling.
I see what you mean. Okay, okay.
And thankfully I think because of that managed to sign an exclusive for one of his property as well. So I think that
Oh,
was
wow. Well done.
a great opportunity that was
So
presented
if you
through,
can do a good job on this, he'll probably give you more business.
yeah, through his own.
Yeah.
So that's why we are always trying to think about how can we best serve our clients to the best of our abilities as well. I think, and then another two more on where I got to my leads is also banners, like printing banners, putting up
Oh, yes, yes.
on. I think banners, even though as old fashioned as it is, it does work. It does work. It does generate leads, generate inquiries. As depending on the area that you're in, like. If let's say,
Mhm.
for example, if the area that you're in is in a gated guarded community,
Okay.
if it's in a gated guarded community, then it's gonna be
Oh,
challenging for it to have maximum exposure.
right, right, right.
But if it's in a hot area, generally people will call and
Mhm.
inquire through banners as well. And the
Okay.
last one that I've generated leads through the team as well is through flyers.
Oh,
So I believe every quarter we send out flyers to our focus area, right? So we'll blast out like 10,000, 20,000 flyers everywhere
mhm.
uh in the mailbox. And actually it actually works because there was one lady that called me through the client, say, hey, I saw your flyer, and then I want to sell my another house in which was in another location. But I think it was the touch point with this specific lady that she actually referred me to her neighbor who wants to sell the house. Then
Uh-huh.
we ended up we ended up connecting with the neighbor and trying to sell the house lah. But I think that was another story lah. We actually gotten a buyer for that specific neighbor. The offer was accepted by the buyer, and then before we got to any paperwork, she said, "Oh no, I got a cash buyer. I don't want to buy. I don't. I gotten a cash buyer already, and I don't want to offer
Oh,
you." So I was like, so that was another low
right, right, right.
in a roller coaster lah analogy as well.
Wow. I thank you for being so thorough and sharing how you get your leads. I think everyone will appreciate hearing the many different areas where you get leads from. Yeah, you mentioned, I want to just feedback to the referrals thing. Do you actually ask for referrals or does it just come naturally, like without even saying anything?
Okay. Here's one thing we ask for every time if you do a great job with our client. We ask to provide us a review on our because for me in the team we have a website. So
Okay.
on then we also have like a Google review form. So I,
Okay.
I always ask, can you provide us like a 5-star review if you really enjoy our service? Just type it out so that
Yeah.
I remember telling that to one of the client that referred to me. I asked him, hey, can you give us the 5-star review? Then he said, you know what, I do you one better. I'll refer you to a friend who wants to sell. Then I said, you know what? Excellent, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So good. I love it. Yeah. Sorry, I just want to plug one. Now, hearing you say that, I want to, for those who don't know, because I think it's very exciting, the new KW agent site. For those on the call, if you have not seen the new KW agent site, which is available to all KW agents for free, you can set up your own site. It has one of the tabs on the default site is for reviews. It's a place you can just send people to put in their review of your service. And then whatever they answer, you get to choose which ones you want to post up. It will come on your main page. It will show all the reviews with how many stars and the little blurb that they write. And it's very nice. It's very nice. It just shows that, you have been working with people and you can get all the reviews there. So FYI to those on the call who don't have their own website, you can use the KW agent site and the reviews are there. You don't even need to make a Google form or whatever. So good. Sorry, just want to plug that.
No, that's good. I truly believe that reviews provides trust from a seller. So
Yes,
by them reading through that, they were like, oh, actually, okay, someone that I can trust.
right.
Handling a property, which is a big transacted amount. I think
Yeah.
in this industry is all about trust. Like if you don't trust your sellers nor your buyers, it's gonna be very difficult to make things flow.
I love hearing you say all this. You're like all the stuff we're preaching in Ignite, right? We have to, you want your people, you want people that will know you, like you, trust you. That's your goal with every person you're connecting with. So good.
As a rookie, I would say go for Ignite as well.
Uh,
Rookie to
Thanks.
other rookie.
Okay. Okay, I want to move on. We still have a few more questions. Um, with your little roller coaster with the ups and downs and all that, what would you say do you attribute most to your success? I mean, you've mentioned a lot of things, being on the team. Anyway, don't want to preempt your answer. If it's KW 360 plus, no. What would you say is attributes most to your success so
Uh,
far?
I will first off attribute my main success, I think, in my life is to my wife.
Oh,
My
how is
wife being a great support, right? First being coming into real estate industry, not being able to draw a salary, and us recently who just got married as well,
yeah.
may feel a strain, like financially, like how are we gonna support our end to end. But
Mm,
I'm really thankful that she was very supportive during that
right.
journey. So she was a very supportive in my personal life, and now because she is also working in the same team as I. She's doing operation and marketing. So she's not only supporting in my personal life, she's also supporting in my work life as
Wow.
so if anything, sometimes in the middle of the night, I was like, oh, I need to upload a listing. Then she's like, oh, you know what? Let me do for you then.
Hey, you've done very well.
Yeah, so,
You've got
so
it
I think
great.
truly is my wife Carol has been a great support. And I think the next few people that I will really attribute my success to is actually the team.
Mm,
Jonathan, Joanne, Anita has truly have been a great instrumental in my learning journey, being in
mm,
the real estate industry for the past 10 months. I would honestly say that I would not be able to close as much deals that I had if not for the team. So I think it's all about the volume game in this team, uh, and we hope and I hope to close more together with the team as well. So I think those
yeah.
with the coaching that was provided by Jonathan, the one-on-one sessions that he intentionally invests in my life,
Okay.
has truly been a great learning opportunity and learning journey in
Right.
the real estate industry. And I think mainly for me, because in terms of faith, I am a Christian as well. So I
Mm,
also attribute my success to God, who
mm,
planned out everything perfectly in this way, lah. So I think
yeah.
those are the few things that I really
Thank you
attribute.
for sharing that. Yeah. I can definitely see that people is everything. The people that you have supporting you, your wife, your like mentor or leaders that you have to look up to and to ask questions, and they keep you accountable, they challenge you, all this. I can see how this has helped you to keep your success. Um, okay, I have a question on challenges, but I don't know if you've already kind of covered that because I heard you mentioning. I wanted to ask about any challenges you faced along the way and how you overcame. Have you already talked about that?
Oh no, I have a couple of challenges
Okay, all
that
right,
I
all right.
share. I think this is one challenge that a lot of people, I think even in the real estate industry, that goes through as well. Is getting overpriced listings. Number one,
Mm,
right? Sometimes when we go into the market, the owner say, you know what, this is my price, final price, right? And then if you go back to the market and you look at the prices, it's actually overpriced, and it's very difficult to sell an overpriced unit. In fact, being in the real estate industry, if you put an overpriced unit for a long period of time, you're actually burning a lot of money because
right,
you're number one, unable to sell the product because it's overpriced. And number two, it will actually affect the value of the product over time, because people will always say that uh what's wrong with that unit? Why is it not sold in 6, 7, 1 year, 2 years? It's still in the market, and in that 2 years, you're still pumping iProperty, Property Guru credits, and it's just going downhill from there.
right.
So, one thing I've learned, and I'm still learning, is to do a lot and a lot of market research, even
Mm,
before meeting the seller itself. So if I know, let's say I'm meeting a client that wants to sell their house in Section 17, then I would study Section 17 transaction data from 2020 all the way to 2024. I
mm.
would look into, and if you want to know a little bit more about this, join I think Joanne's sessions on reading the seller or in the
Yeah, I just saw her last Thursday. It was very good.
it was really truly instrumental in me pitching to clients as well. So I've do a lot of market research in terms of data, looking up what is the current market price and the past transaction data. And then through that, when I meet up with clients, I know I'm prepared. So when a client say that, hey, I want to sell my house at 2 million, whereas the market value is 1.5, then that's where I can with confidence say that, 2 million is going to be a struggle. Because look, in the past transaction, there's only 10 units that was sold, and all of them were sold in 1.5. And if you want to sell it at 2 million, it will definitely overhang in the market for a prolonged period of time. And that's where, as a real estate decision, real estate, in the real estate industry or being a real estate negotiator, the toughest thing to do is to walk away, right? You have a
Okay.
listing, as an agent, like, oh, I want to get listing, I want to get listing. And there was one deal, me, Jonathan, and Anita, we went for this client. She said, I want to sell my house at 2 million, but the market was 1.6. So
Ooh,
we told her, if it's something that is very difficult to match in terms of the expectation, maybe now may not be a right time, because that seller was a little bit on the emotional end, don't want to sell the property. Actually, in her heart, she didn't want to sell. It was the daughter that wanted to push
I
her to sell the property.
see.
That's why she stick it very high. Motivation was not there.
Right.
Now, so we have two choices at a time: to take the listing at the overpriced point, which was 2 million, or to walk away. So we decided to actually, you know what, we want to advise you and give you the best value for your property, and we don't think we can sell it at 2 million. So we actually walked away, which they really appreciated. And that was a client that referred me to another client.
Yes, I like this story. I love stories where you just be honest, right? You be honest. You're not trying to just get money from them. You're just trying to help them. And by doing that, they trusted you to even give you a referral to somebody else. Oh, so good.
I think that has been it's been still a journey. Like, I'm still learning how to manage. Sometimes I've even give out data to a client, and then the client will get very offended. He's like, no, it is this price because my neighbor told me it's this price. Then I say, you want to refer to the data. I think that's still a learning journey, like how to manage emotions from
Right.
seller lah. I think another example I can share is the deal that was aborted. One
Oh,
of the
yeah.
deals aborted. The one that we managed to get a buyer, and the seller agreed to the buyer, and after that they decided to just, I got a cash buyer, and didn't want to do it, didn't want to deal with anything
Oh,
else.
right, right, right.
Originally, when we met up with the seller, we actually asked for exclusivity because of the value that my team and all we can provide them, what we can do, what we can market, which she agreed to begin with. Like, you know what, hey, I agree to do exclusivity with you guys, and I want to give you all the opportunity, like, which are really grateful. But at that time, we were just finalizing in terms of the pricing, like what would be the right price to price the property. Then we say, you know what, we need to check our bank valuation on how much the value of the property is. So then after we get bank evaluation, then only we will sign an exclusive agreement. But in
Mm.
between that, there was another agent that approached her to sell the property as well. Then she's like, oh, I just want to give this agent opportunity, and I don't want to sign an exclusive agreement to begin with already anymore. So my learning journey from that is like, once if I have the data and the numbers, I will be able to be certain and firm that this is the price I feel that your property can be sold at, and to sign the exclusivity when they agree in the first place, because that is a wasted opportunity, I feel. And I think, yeah, it's always important to get your form signed in the beginning. If not, it will come back and bite you in wherever you are at the time. Like
It will
like like
find you and it
like
will
we have
bite you.
experience from this lah. Like when it was aborted, we were quite devastated lah, because we have actually shown multiple viewing. Even Anita was camped there for the whole day, showed like 10 clients, and I also showed like 6 clients for that unit itself. And they decided to just go the other way because they have a cash buy. So yeah, so
Wow.
that's my next learning, like, challenges and
Good
how
story.
I've learned to overcome it. And the last one is actually when you do rental cases as well, is to do your due diligence lah, in conducting your background check for your
Oh,
clients.
okay. Okay.
Because if not, then it will also come back and
Bite you.
haunt you lah, right? Haunt or bite you or
Hunt
haunt you.
you.
Because if you have a very bad tenant, then everyone will come and blame the agent as well. It's like, hey, why
Oh,
you
I see.
such a tenant? So I
I
think that
see.
those are my learning
That's
journey. I think
that's a
many
bit tough.
multiple learning journey I have. I think those are the few that I can think of currently at the moment.
Wow, thank you for sharing about those. I hope everyone on the call is getting something from these stories from Max. Can you give him some encouragement in the chat? I really love all this sharing he's giving. He's so articulate, like able to distill down his learning from each of his experiences. Yeah, I really appreciate you taking a lot of thought to prepare for this session today, Max. Yeah. Okay, we still have another 5, 6, 7 minutes. Um, okay, I wanted to ask you, what does a day in the life of Max Lowe look like? And maybe not every day is the same, but maybe you could just give us a general idea.
Yeah, so I think as Mariah you highlighted, every day is different. And leading towards I will always call like Saturday, Sunday the D day. Uh, that's where
D-Day?
that's where client or prospect clients are always free for viewing. So during the Monday to Friday, we will try to schedule as much viewings as we can
Okay,
for the D day on our Saturday and Sundays. So generally, like for example, like a Monday, because my wife, she also works in the same team, and
right,
I think Mondays generally for me is team huddle days. So we will go to the office and we will run through in terms of our past week's viewings. How can we move forward? What is the new strategy that we can plan forward together as a team? What are
right.
our actionable steps that we can take this weeks to be able to generate more leads?
Mm,
And also to update our clients and update our clients of what has been transpired over the past, and strategizing on what are the new leads that we can generate with the team as well. So I think having that team huddle sessions, it is like a good start for the week, because that
nice.
kind of like lay the foundation of what needs to be done for you to get X amount of listings, X amount of viewings, and X amount of
Mm,
closing as well. So I think, yeah, so through that I also had to follow up with the leads that I've run for the campaign, uh,
ah,
call if necessary, WhatsApp
right,
as well. And sometimes also have to meet up with clients lah, and just to sort like some minor
right.
and just to
So,
see.
so what would you say are your like, do you have set hours that you're working, or are you kind of like just free and easy, go wherever you want,
Yeah.
do whatever?
Yeah, I would say like because my wife is also working in the same team and she's like a 9 to 5, so I generally tend to work together with her from that.
Mm,
So I also limit myself to that 9 to 5 basis. But sometimes if let's say I have a client meet tomorrow, I would generally do a lot more research at night, or the
yeah.
day before, to really find out a little bit more about the area,
Hmm.
the numbers, and how I can, pitch better. So sometimes I do a little bit of practicing, role playing as well.
Okay. I can see, I just want to comment to everyone on the call that I've been doing this Winning Mondays for a while, interviewing a lot of people, and all the successful people, they have like a schedule. They kind of like are doing their work 9 to 5-ish or whatever. I think, or sometimes earlier. I have some people that are like starting at 6:30 a.m. That's when they start preparing all the messages they're going to send out for the day. Yeah, but these people who are, you have to be structured, you have to have some plan to your day, then you can really go far. Your roller coaster can go longer.
Yeah, so I think like that's one thing that I felt that being a team really helped, because if I struggle with discipline,
Yeah,
or like having that 9 to 5 or 8:30 to 5, that's where the accountability kicks in. It's like,
yeah,
how can we do
makes
something better?
sense.
And have you done this yet? And I think for me, it's like, oh, I really need that push to be able to excel together as a team.
Right. So, right, we should know ourselves whether we are the type that we need that accountability to keep that structure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, there's a question in the chat, which I also have the same question. Yeah, for those people who are thinking of joining real estate, or those other new rookies, new people who have joined, what advice would you have to say to them? Yeah, so that they can be successful like you, Max.
Yeah, I think for me, my advice is always to be learning. So put yourself in an environment where you feel that you can learn the most, and absorb the most knowledge of the industry. Because being new in the industry, there's a lot of things that you don't know. Even until today, there's still a lot of things that I do not know. It's just to take that opportunity to be in an environment that I can know a little bit better. So for me, being part of the team is one of the learning experience that I'm going through. And if not, then at least have a buddy or someone to be accountable to push each other in that growing and learning journey.
Mm.
I think that is my biggest advice for any rookies coming into the market. And I think number two is to really know your numbers. Because if you do not know your numbers and the seller knows the numbers, then number one, you will lose their trust as an agent. There's like, why do I want to appoint you? In fact, I'll give you 1%, now you take or not. Then yeah, it gets a bit challenging. So I think is to position yourself not to be a salesperson, but to be a
Right.
consultant.
So good. Appreciate all this advice. Okay, with that, what we're going to do now, with that amazing sharing, we're going to move on to some announcements and then we'll come back to hear one last word from Max. In the meantime, and in the chat, it would be great if you guys could just summarize some of the lines you heard from Max, whatever the takeaway that you heard today that you want to remember, whatever you want to remember today, whatever you want to remember tomorrow, write it down in the chat so that you can remember it. So it won't just leave your mind after this. Okay, so here's our announcements. I don't know what's going on. Oh, there we go. Okay, so this is the May calendar for our different trainings we have in KW Malaysia. So on 2nd May, which is next Thursday, there's a Build a 100K pipeline. Which is all about setting your goals, your GPS, your 411, stuff like that. So definitely everyone in KW needs to, I personally encourage you to go for this 2-hour workshop with George. It's a good thing. Everyone should go once for this thing. The 7th of May is a Tuesday, 6 personal perspectives. Everyone should also go for 6 personal perspectives at some point. This is like the KW language that helps us to be able to have the right mindset to achieve our possible best, for our life. Okay, and then on 16, 17 of May, I'm going to be doing Train the Presenter again. So encourage anyone who wants to improve their presentation skills or wants to become a trainer also, please talk to me. You can message me about this, or you can sign up for this Train the Presenter class. And then we also have a CPD program on 29th of May where we're going to be doing productivity coaching. So if you're ever interested, if you have a team or you want to learn how to be a good leader, how to keep others accountable, this is a good session for you to sign up for. Okay, next slide. Yes, Red Day. So guys, you know what Red Day is, right? Red Day is something that happens across the entire world in like probably almost 60 countries, all the countries that KW has a presence. So Malaysia is one of them. We have a time when we give back to the community. So this year in Malaysia, it's happening on 8th of May, 2024. I think the official Red Day is 9th of May, so it's right around the same time. The whole world's going to be doing something at the same time. And this year we're going to be partnering with a group called Fuji, and it's a school for refugees. And so we're all invited. Just save the date first. It'll be like most probably the whole day or half the day. You can save the date and be prepared to come and join us in giving back to this great organization. Okay, next slide. Or is that's the last one? Okay, that's the last one. Great. Okay, we're done our announcements. So I just come back to you, Max. Would love to hear any last final words that you have for our guests.
Yeah, I think I would love to have an opportunity to connect with every one of you as well. So I would love to catch up and just to find out a little bit more about your journey as well. Because I'm also still learning. I'm still new. So I would still love to learn a lot more from the rest of you. And I think an advice for a rookie again is to, join your Ignite session. That's very important. And be accountable and know your numbers. I think those are the three things that truly was stood out for a rookie like myself.
There you got it. 3 things. That's it, guys. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Max. I really loved this session so much. I think everyone else loved it too.
Good.
And thanks to everyone who's tuned in and for taking part. So yeah, I just want to wish you guys a good week and we will see you next week at Winning Mondays. Bye.